All right, everyone. So we've got another video here that we're going to be reacting to, and this is from Naruto Explained. Now, I was requested to react to his content a while back, and I do apologize that it's taken me this long to finally get here. But we're here, and we're going to be reacting to this video that he made called "The Brilliance of Naruto Losing Kurama and Sasuke Losing the Rinnegan." And look, this is something that I know a lot of fans are still not happy about. Me included, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, you know, Naruto losing Kurama, Sasuke having his Rinnegan destroyed by Momoshiki. A lot of fans are still not happy about that, and you know, people have, you know, come up with different reasons for why Kishimoto even chose to do this in the first place. And I think that, you know, the only one who really knows why he did this is Kishimoto himself. You know, fans have speculated, like, is it because he wanted to you know, have Naruto and Sasuke lose power to make it easier for the newer generation to catch up to him? Or is there maybe something else? Like, does he have something else planned for them where, you know, losing Kurama and Sasuke losing the Rinnegan is kind of a requirement? We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Is this just his way of writing Naruto and Sasuke out of the story so the story can shift, you know, more towards Boruto and the, you know, the newer generation? I don't know. I mean, look, I've said before, whether it's on live streams or maybe in some videos, but I'm at a point where I'm not even going to try to genuinely predict what's going to happen in the series, because so far everything that's happened in the Boruto series, like, I haven't been able to predict a lot of them. Well, there were like a couple of things here and there, but that's only because, like, those were like the most obvious things that you know that could have happened, like the whole. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that because I don't want to accidentally spoil this for manga readers or for anime onlys. If there's anyone here watching, if there's anyone watching the video who's an anime only, I don't want to say it because the anime hasn't caught up to that moment in the manga yet. So there was something that happened in the manga pretty recently, and if you read the manga, it's Boruto chapter 69. All right, that's the chapter number. If you or actually no, I think it happened in 68. Yeah, I think it happened in chapter 68. 69 is where we saw the aftermath of that chapter. It happened in chapter 68. That was something that a lot of people it had a resolution for something that a lot of people were guessing as to what might, you know, be the resolution of this thing that was set up by Kishimoto a while back. And literally, like, the first thing that people thought was going to happen happened, and the only reason why I didn't go with that, and I said this before, is because it was literally the most obvious answer. I wanted it to be something different, but yeah, if you put aside all of that, it ended up being the most obvious one. Like, there are little things here and there that you can predict are going to happen, but it's only because they're kind of obvious. But everything else is like, I'm not even going to try to predict it because I haven't been able to do that yet. And there might be some things that, you know, I might talk about. Like, if there's a theory I have, I might make a video talking about it. But it's in no way me trying to say that, oh yeah, this is definitely going to happen based on what was set up in the series. It's like, no, it's just me theorizing, like, you know, because we're fans, we like to make theories and discuss about, oh, maybe this could happen or whatever. But yeah, but before we get to the video, sorry, I know this is a little bit long, but I just wanted to say this. From now on this channel, I'm going to start making videos where I'm going to be discussing things that happen in the Boruto manga. So if you are following this channel and if you are an anime only, you might want to avoid those videos because it will spoil the manga for you if you're not caught up on the manga, if you're only watching the Naruto anime. Unless I put in the title of the video anime only, then you can watch the video if you want, because I'm not saying anything in the video that's going to spoil anything that's happening currently in the manga. So just wanted to let you guys know, a little bit of a channel update. But let's go ahead and watch this video, because again, like, this intro's gone on for way too long. We're gonna go ahead and watch this video, and before we do, just as always, I have to ask you guys that if you want to show your support for the channel, remember to leave a like, share this video out there, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, make sure to ring the bell for notifications, and comment down below with whatever your thoughts are. And if you have any videos out there you want me to react to, give my opinions on, just let me know about them there. And check the description for links to this video as well as Naruto Explained's channel, so you can head on over there and go show him some support, go watch his videos. With all of that out of the way, Let's finally watch the video.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime-only fans, this is the time of month where a lot of the content that's on the channel is going to be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you've already read the manga or you don't care about spoilers. So I'm going to give it a very unpopular take. When I say very unpopular, I mean very unpopular. Which is, I know people are screaming to the heavens right now that no.
Sorry, I might have to pause every now and then because there's a chance I might get hit for these clips.
Naruto and Sasuke have been weakened, they've been nerfed, they've been disrespected, all that stuff because Naruto no longer has the Kyuubi's power and Sasuke no longer has the Rinnegan. You know, because I know that the stances I'm going to take later on in this video is going to piss off a lot of people, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to acknowledge something that anybody that's listened to my Boruto manga reviews will tell you. Boruto, by no stretch of the imagination, is a perfect manga.
No, it's not.
I'm the first one to talk about the art. I'm the first one to talk about the paneling. I point out small inconsistencies and things that I don't really care for when it comes to how the actual storytelling is done. That gets lost under the fact that my review style is more so of like, hey, this is how this fits into the bigger picture of the actual story. This is what I like. This is what I didn't like. This is what I thought could be improved. This is how I thought it could have been done better. And this is what the author was intending to do. This is how this fits into the ongoing narrative. And in recent months, what I've done, because I've gotten tired of reading so many comments of people saying I bitch about the manga art too much, is I've kind of scaled back my critiques on the art and the paneling a little bit. And I'll be the first one to tell you that Naruto and Sasuke, there was a better way to do.
So sorry, before we continue, I just want to ask this because this is something that I'm genuinely curious about, and I'm seriously asking you guys watching the video. Because I think I remember someone in the comments of one of my previous videos telling me that I shouldn't talk about the art and the manga and the paneling, and I'm just asking, like, why is it that, like, okay, if you are someone who doesn't really like it whenever someone, you know, is reviewing the manga and talking about the art and the paneling, and if you're someone who's annoyed by that, I just want to ask, like, why? I mean, like, if this person is reviewing it and if the art is part of the thing that they're reviewing and they mention it, like, why is it that people get mad? If you are one of the people who does get mad when that happens, like, I just want to ask why, because I'm genuinely curious. I mean, if you don't care for that, then okay, that's fine if you don't care about the art, but why go through the trouble of asking someone not to talk about it when you know that they're, you know, when you know that they're doing a review, and part of reviewing something is reviewing everything about this, about whatever it is that they're reviewing. In this case, it's a manga. The art and the paneling is a part of it, and if they're talking about it, if they think it could be better, then why get mad at them for even discussing it in the first place? It's like, again, just genuinely curious if you are someone watching this and if you're someone who doesn't really like it when either I or Naruto Explained or anyone else talks about the manga or talks about the art and the paneling. Like, why get pissed off at that? That's just something I've always been genuinely curious about. If you're watching this and you're someone who doesn't really like it whenever, you know, that gets brought up in a review.
I've kind of scaled back my critiques on the art and the paneling a little bit. And I'll be the first one to tell you that Naruto and Sasuke, there was a better way to do this. And I've said it in the past, the best way to actually do this is, if you're going to take Naruto and Sasuke out, just go ahead and kill their ass. I've called for Sasuke's death for quite a while now. We're 55 chapters in. We're a little over 4 years into the manga's run. I've said a couple of times, it really made more sense to just start the series at the time skip portion and you fill in the story and you use the flash forward literature device to tell the story, and you've got automatic tension and stakes there. I've been a staunch supporter of that, but that's not where we are. I want to say since about chapter
Wait, sorry, let him finish.
Chapter 34, Naruto and Sasuke have been doing a lot of the heavy lifting of the manga in terms of their importance, and they've played a more heavy role in the series. So to focus on Naruto and Sasuke losing their abilities this late in the game, yeah, it's probably a little cheap. I'll be the first one to say that. However,
Okay, so this whole thing, let's go back for a second. This whole thing that he said about them, you know, look, for me personally, I'm gonna say this. I think it would have been better if you were gonna make a series that focuses on like a newer generation, you know, not the generation that we, you know, that we watched with or that we read in the Naruto manga or watched in the Naruto anime. If you're someone who started off with the anime instead of the manga, I feel like for me personally, it probably would have been better if they started this new series like decades or maybe even centuries after the end of the Naruto manga. For me personally, I feel like that would have been a lot better. And I feel like, you know, if you did that, then obviously, like, you know, you could say that Naruto and Sasuke, they died of old age eventually, and now we're watching their, you know, descendants, and we're, you know, the story is, you know, following them. I just feel like that would have been a lot better. I feel like because this series, one of the things that it always had going against it, you know, is the fact that Naruto and Sasuke are still there. The fact that this series is picking up, like, let's see, Naruto ended in 2014, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it ended in 2014. The series started in 2016. The manga started in 2016. The movie came out in 2015, I remember. I feel like because it's still, like, it hasn't been that long since the manga ended, like, there were people who, like, they still want to see Naruto and Sasuke and, you know, Kakashi, Shikamaru, Gaara, everyone else, that, like, they still wanted to see them. They still wanted to see their stories continue. And in a way they did in the novels. They definitely did in the novels with the, you know, the Naruto Retsuden novels. They definitely did get to see stories surrounding them. And those were fine, but the second we found out there was going to be a manga and there was going to be an anime, and the fact that it's going to be focused on, you know, Naruto's son this time, I feel like that was like not really a good way to start the Boruto series, at least in my opinion, because in my opinion it was still too soon. Like, people still weren't done seeing Naruto and Sasuke's story. So when you go into Boruto, I feel like people just immediately say, okay, where are Naruto, where is Sasuke, where are Naruto, where is Sasuke, where are they? You know, they just immediately want to see them, and they didn't really have any interest in seeing Boruto. Now, whether that's fair to Boruto or not is depends on, you know, depends on who you ask, but you also can't deny that that is the case. I mean, a lot of people really just wanted to see Naruto and Sasuke again. They wanted to see their story continue. And it's not necessarily that they had anything against Boruto, it's just that, like, that those were the characters that they wanted to see. And I just feel like that was something that the Boruto series had always had going against it. And another thing is, I think that they made a mistake, like, bringing in these threats that are like Otsutsuki level. Because I feel like if they had just kept the threats down to, like, the level of, you know, Boruto and their, you know, Boruto and his generation, like his classmates, then it would have been fine, because there wouldn't have been a need for, you know, Naruto and Sasuke to even be there in the first place. Because, like, well, why do they need to be there? I mean, like, this generation is more than capable of handling this. Like, unless there's like a world-ending threat, then you can bring them in. It's like, I feel like if they were going to do that, then it would have been better to just do it every now and then, to where at that moment, like, you need Naruto and Sasuke because they're the only ones who have the power to actually do anything. And, you know, the other Kage and the other adults who are on their level, I feel like that would have been a lot better. But, like, the fact that they kept escalating the threat level to the point where even Naruto and Sasuke can't do anything, and now it's and now you have them, like, being, you know, depowered as a result. It's like, well, first of all, a lot of people didn't really like seeing Naruto and Sasuke getting beaten up that badly. Like, a lot of people just were not happy about that. And then to add insult to injury, you have them being depowered, you know, Naruto losing Kurama, Sasuke losing the Rinnegan, and you know, it's seeming like, and I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying that this is the official reason why they did it, but it's seeming like the only reason why he did it is because, you know, the only way for Boruto and the others to even be able to do anything is because, or is for Naruto and Sasuke to lose their biggest power-ups, because now they need to rise up to the occasion. It just feels like the Boruto series just had a lot of things going against it. And when it comes to dealing with Naruto and Sasuke, the point that he made about you know, just killing them off, I mean, you know, at first I was like, no, I mean, don't kill them off, because trust me, no one wants to see that. I mean, look how people reacted to Kurama dying. If you kill off Naruto and Sasuke, then I just feel like that might be a step too far. Now at this point, I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I mean, I still don't necessarily believe that they are going to kill them off. That's just me. I could be wrong, but I don't really believe they're going to kill them off. But now I just feel like it's too late. You know, I feel like, you know, I do agree with him where he said it's a little late in the game. I feel like if they kill him off now, it's like, well, what exactly does that do? It's like you already depowered them. You've already brought in villains who are stronger than the guy who destroyed them. So it's like, well, what's even the point? Like, what does killing them even do at this point? I mean, hell, you kind of did something worse. You kind of did something worse than killing them off. You made them irrelevant. Like, I feel like for a lot of people, that's actually worse. Yeah, hell, you might as well have killed them off. But I don't know. I kind of started rambling a bit. But let's go back to the video.
A lot of the heavy lifting of the manga in terms of their importance, and they've played a more heavy role in the series. He's this late in the game, yeah, it's probably a little cheap. I'll be the first one to say that. However, there's also another side to that, which is what I'm about to talk to now. The reason why this works, in my opinion, it isn't just to, oh, we're gonna inflate the importance of Boruto. That's not where I'm going with this. That's not it. However, there's a little bit more to it. Is Kishimoto has solved one of the biggest problems that the Boruto series had, which is Boruto is a series, it was very hard to establish real stakes, tension, and drama. I dropped the anime for 2 years because I didn't feel that Boruto.
Same here. I dropped the anime a while back, and the only time I went back was just to watch those episodes between, like, the adaptation of the Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen, and then Naruto and Sasuke against Ishiki. I watched that, but ever since then, like, I haven't really gone back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not keeping up with the anime now. It's like I gotta be honest, I don't care.
Personal character conflict was strong enough. I didn't feel that the actual tension that was in the story was strong enough. And the reason why that's important is what's fundamental in telling a good story is conflict. Even your slice of life anime, there's usually some type of conflict, where shonen fans get it mixed up as they think conflict means that somebody's got to take their fist and shove it into somebody's face. That's not always the case. But in the case of a battle shonen, which is what Boruto's manga is a continuation of, in a battle shonen, you need there to be real conflict. Conflict has to be one of the things that drives your story. And so Naruto and Sasuke, just by existing in this world, they kill any type of tension. And I'm gonna give you a few examples from the Boruto anime as well as the manga to kind of highlight this for you. So everybody knows Naruto and Sasuke, they're the two strongest people on the planet before Ishiki shows up. Nobody really expected them to get challenged at any point. When you look at the Boruto anime, there's one thing you also have to keep in mind too. So in the Byakuya gang arc, you were in a situation where Boruto and Shikadai, they were having the issue with Ryogi, and then they run into the more skilled person.
I remember watching this in the anime, and this was before I dropped it.
That was over the Byakuya gang, and he was getting away, and it looked like Boruto and them were in a situation where they had been outfoxed and outsmarted by somebody more talented than them. And then you
I know where he's going
where
with this.
Naruto just shows up out of nowhere with this QB chakra mode on, stretches out his hand, and then all of a sudden the train stops and the guy's been apprehended. That kills your tension right there, because at any given point, you know Naruto can stop any threat that's coming into the village. The same thing with Sasuke. When they had those mutated white Zetsu. Team Konohamaru was struggling with those Zetsus. And what's one of the things that you saw? Sasuke shows up before Team Konohamaru even gets a chance to try another strategy and struggle to get the win. Sasuke solos a whole cavern of white Zetsu off screen. Again, that kills your attention. In the manga, it's not like that. So let's look at the opposite approach. So when you introduce somebody that's more powerful than Naruto and Sasuke, like Jigen had to absorb chakra from a new Ten Tails that's on a different level than the one we saw in the war in order to amp up his body, and then he fought Naruto and Sasuke.
Well, the thing is that, and I think even he like acknowledges that may not be the case in some of his more recent videos. We don't really know how strong this Ten Tails actually is. We don't know if it's stronger than the one where we saw in the Fourth Great Shinobi War, or is it weaker? Like, we don't know. And technically what he said here is true, and that's why, like, the whole statement of like these I guess I probably should have said this first, but it'll probably like have a probably gonna have like spoilers for the manga. Just, okay, you know what, I'm gonna put in the description of this video that this isn't like this, it'll include minor spoilers for the Boruto manga. Or maybe or during the editing of this video, I'll put like something at the beginning to where it says like minor spoilers for the manga ahead. So yeah, just a way to warn everyone before watching this video. Like, if you're anime only, there's going to be some spoilers for the manga. But yeah, that's why what I was going to say is, you know, now that we know that there are these cyborgs who, according to Amado, apparently they're stronger than Jigen. There are people who ask the question of, okay, but which version of Jigen are you talking about? Like, are you talking about Jigen when we first saw him? Like, is it that Jigen, or is it the Jigen who was amped up on Ten Tails chakra, or is it the Jigen who had, like, you know, who activated the karma mark, or is it Jigen who activated the second stage of the karma mark where he had the horn that was like Ishiki Otsutsuki? Like, which Jigen are you talking about? I don't think they're stronger than Ishiki. I think the most recent chapter kind of confirmed that. Yeah, they're strong, but it doesn't seem like they're as strong as Ishiki. So I feel like they did give us that answer at least. Like, okay, we have a better idea of where people are in terms of power. So, like, you know, we to make it a bit clearer for us. And yeah, so we don't really know which version of Jigen that we're talking about when it comes to like how strong these cyborgs are. And when it comes to the whole like Ten Tails thing, like, we still don't know how strong it is. Is it stronger than the one, you know, like said from the Fourth Great Shinobi War, or is it weaker? We don't know, because they still haven't clarified that.
So he was juiced up when he fought him. You see Jigen, everybody going in that chapter was like, oh, Naruto and Sasuke are gonna wax this dude. He sealed his own death wish by putting Naruto and Sasuke in a situation where they're isolated and can cut loose. Even Naruto and Sasuke wanted to smoke, saying, you just messed up, we ain't gotta hold back now. Jigen looks at the perfect Susanoo and he's critiquing it, saying, yeah, this ain't all that impressive right there. And then he kicks Sasuke out the perfect Susanoo after saying so much for the perfect defense. And as the fight progresses, he's just bodying these dudes. And in the immediate aftermath after all of that, I remember in my comment section, people saying Jigen's like a gag character. There's no way Jigen's this powerful. Where the hell was Jigen? Nobody expected Jigen to be this strong. And most importantly, when it comes to Naruto and Sasuke, nobody thought that their mortality would ever be questioned. But by essentially taking this power away from them, Kishimoto's done three things. The first thing is he's grounded the series in a way to where now all of a sudden the series is not approaching that typical shonen level where new villains showed up and it's like, oh shit, they're more powerful than the ones before. All of a sudden you're not going down that route, because Naruto and Sasuke down to a level to where current existing threats are an actual threat now. Delta was able to pressure Naruto. Granted, Naruto was suppressed, but in the promotional material that we got in the wrap up, one of the things that we found out was that Delta pushed him during that fight. And at the end of the fight, fight, you see Naruto huffing and puffing like he's out of breath because of that fight. Naruto no longer can go into that QB chakra mode anymore, which means he's got to fight in space. Delta was doing pretty damn good against Naruto's space, so that's one thing to keep in mind. You have Code, somebody who's implied to be stronger than Delta, and now that we know that Code has a karma seal, we know without a shadow of a doubt that he is stronger than Delta. So
especially now that he's gotten his limiters removed, he's definitely stronger than Delta.
So now this is somebody that from a sheer strength standpoint, they can't overtake him. And that brings me to the second point, which is for a conflict reason. Now there's real conflict because they can't outbox or out Rinnegan somebody with the threat that is coming. And this brings me to the third reason why I think this is a really good idea. So it ultimately sets the stage for Naruto and Sasuke to follow in the same footsteps as Kakashi, where you have addition by subtraction. So Kakashi lost the Sharingan after Obito's chakra ran out after Obito came back from the dead, and you had that touching moment. Obito, his chakra left, Kakashi lost the Sharingan. Kakashi by default lost the ability to safely use the Raikiri, and so Kakashi in the year after the war actually develops the Purple Lightning, which is a more versatile jutsu than anything he ever did with the Raikiri. So you have that situation there, and then also Kakashi, because he doesn't have the Sharingan, Kakashi also no longer has the stamina issues that comes from the Sharingan always being active, and that's why he's got to cover up his Sharingan using his headband. So you look at Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke has to go back to actually using his EMS, and Sasuke with this EMS is already pretty damn deadly.
So sorry, gotta pause every now and then to make it more transformative. But I just want to say this real quick. So he brought up some interesting points, and I do get what he's saying. Like having Naruto and Sasuke following in the footsteps of Kakashi, where as the series started moving forward, you started to see Kakashi getting stronger and stronger and stronger, to where he went from having insane stamina issues because of the Sharingan to all of a sudden in the war arc, the guy's just got the Sharingan active the entire time. He's using Kamui multiple times, and he doesn't seem to have any of the stamina issues. And one thing that I thought was really interesting is that he's used the Mangekyo for God knows how many times throughout his throughout the time he's had the Sharingan, and yet he doesn't seem to like lose vision in his left eye, which we know is a side effect of gaining the Mangekyo Sharingan, which is that the more you use it, the more you start to lose sight in your eyes. But it wasn't until the war arc showed up where Kakashi started to mention that, yeah, I'm starting to lose sight in my left eye, and it's possible that probably got healed when Naruto gave him the QB chakra. And I don't know, that's just a hypothesis, but that's just what it kind of seemed like. And again, I get what he's saying, but it's like, he also brought up the whole wanting to introduce stakes, and this is a good reason for why you should do this. Kurama being gone, Sasuke not having the Rinnegan, it's a good way to introduce stakes into the story. But at the same time, it's like, when you look at where they are right now, it makes losing Kurama and losing the Rinnegan like kind of irrelevant, because as he said, they're introducing threats that they can't just outbox and overpower them, because it started with Delta, and then it went into Jigen, and then it went into Ishiki. And it's like, if you're going to introduce these villains who are more powerful than Naruto and Sasuke, then what was really the point of introducing, or what was really the point of losing, getting rid of Kurama and the Rinnegan? Because if even with Kurama and the Rinnegan they can't do anything against this guy, then what's really the point? Like, you just made it to where they're even weaker than they were before, so now they wouldn't be able to do even close to what they aren't able to perform nearly as well as they did before, and they already performed kind of poorly. And the whole thing with Jigen and how he bodied Naruto and Sasuke, it's like, again, I understand he wanted to introduce stakes, but at the same time I feel like they could have done that without just outright disrespecting the characters, because that's kind of what it felt like. It's like, oh, like how do you go from, in the Naruto series, the perfect Susanoo being this big impressive thing, to now it's like, oh, like in one hit you get taken out of it. It's like, no, like that's that was not a good idea. Again, I understand he wanted to introduce stakes, but it's like, that probably was not the smartest way to do it. And again, I go back to you know, if you're just going to introduce villains, you know, it's even now in the manga where we have these new cyborgs, it's like, okay, well, if they're stronger than Jigen, then Naruto and Sasuke, even if they never lost Kurama and the Rinnegan, they still wouldn't be able to do anything, especially with Ada. It's like, forget fighting her. Ada, like, you can't fight her, even if you want to. And if Ada is stronger than Jigen, as what Amado said, then even Naruto and Sasuke with their power-ups wouldn't be able to do anything if they fought her. And especially with Damon, who's apparently even stronger than Ada, because he even said it himself, like, when he fought Code, it's like, yeah, you're stronger than Jigen, even though again they never specify which Jigen, but you're stronger than Jigen, but that doesn't matter because I'm still stronger than you. And Damon is only like a little kid. As we don't know whether these cyborgs are a lot like the ones from Dragon Ball, to where if they want to, they can train and get stronger. So if he's this strong as he is now, when he's like, I mean, he looks like he's like 12 or 13 or something. It's like, how strong is this kid gonna be when he eventually gets to being like 30? It's like, I mean, like it's honestly just insane. So I don't know. I mean, I do agree with him that he wanted to probably avoid falling into the same trap that the Dragon Ball series fell into, where every new arc there's a villain stronger than the one before, and it just gets to a point of being ridiculous. And so far that hasn't happened. We haven't had a antagonist that's stronger than Ishiki or stronger than Naruto was in Baryon mode. But I don't know, to me it still feels like losing Kurama and Sasuke losing the Rinnegan were still unnecessary if you were just going to introduce villains that are stronger than the guy who just completely destroyed them. I don't know, that's just how I see it. But let's move. And look, whether this even is going to happen, like what he brought up with Kakashi, to where he was able to make up for the power that he lost from the fourth grade Shinobi War, to where, yeah, he doesn't have the Sharingan, but now he's got purple lightning, and according to the novels, he's performing even better than he did in the war arc, to where it's stated now he's even stronger than he was in the war arc, even with the dual Mangekyo Sharingan. And look, whether that's going to happen or not, we don't know. I mean, for me personally, it just feels like, I don't know, it really does feel like we're probably not gonna see that happen with Naruto and Sasuke. That's just how I see it. I mean, we did have that whole statement from Naruto to where his ability to use Sage Mode is even better than it was before, to where it can last a lot longer. It doesn't last for a short period of time, as he showed whenever he went into Sage Mode, you know, when he was a kid. But we never really got to see it. Like, we never got to see him fight with it. And I remember that being something that a lot of people were really disappointed by when the chapter came out, to where they hyped up, you know, Naruto being in Sage Mode, and, oh, we're gonna get to see him fight, and then we get to the battlefield and nothing. I remember a lot of people, including myself, were really disappointed by that. But let's go ahead and continue with it.
Kiri. So you have that situation there. And then also Kakashi, because he doesn't have the Sharingan, Kakashi also no longer has the stamina issues that comes from the Sharingan always being active, and that's why he's got to cover up his Sharingan using his headband. So you look at Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke has to go back to actually using his EMS, and Sasuke with his EMS is already pretty damn deadly. He's still one of the strongest people on the planet, but now Sasuke has to push his body in ways that he never thought he would have to do before. Naruto's in the same situation. Naruto has to go down that same route as Kakashi. The members of Team...
Well, the question is, will he? I mean, that's the thing that I think a lot of people are wondering. Like, we don't know whether they're even going to do this or not, because it genuinely feels like they're trying their best to just just completely write them off, to where, like, it seems like they're content with just being where they are now. And I don't understand it. Like, you know, you would think that Sasuke, now that he knows he doesn't have the Rinnegan, he would need to find ways to make up for that. And one of the ways he could make up for that is to get an eye to replace the one that he lost, or to get an arm to replace the one that he lost. It's like, you know, finally, like, he would acknowledge that, okay, I understand that I'm still feeling guilty for some things I did in the past, but right now I need to put that aside because the world is in danger. I need to put that aside, you know, get my arm back, get an eye to replace the one that I lost, maybe go to that, you know, that place where Obito kept all those eyes. Maybe one of the eyes that he had there was actually belonging to his father, so he could take that eye and use it to replace the one that he lost. And we know that, you know, when it comes to gaining the MS, you have to use the eye of a blood relative, so that would work, you know, and it would be pretty cool thematically if you think about it. Like Sasuke, in one eye he's got his father's eye, and in his right eye he's got his brother's eye, so in a way he's got you know, two people who meant a lot to him who are technically still with him. You know, it could be nice, you know, symbolically. But whether that happens or not, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll like pull a you know, like a surprise. Maybe when Sasuke gets into a fight, he'll reveal that, oh yeah, he did get that replacement arm, and he did get an eye to replace the one that he lost. It's like, whether that happens or not, I don't know. But for me, it just seems like they're obsessed with keeping Sasuke the way he is now. You know, no arm, no eye. I know this is a meme in the fandom, but I'm honestly genuinely of the belief that eventually they'll take away his left leg, because it's like, I don't know, it feels like Kishimoto's just playing into the joke at this point, because it's like, yeah, sure, why not just completely remove his left side like what happened with Obito. I don't know, just why not at this point?
It's Kakashi. The members of
I'm at a point where I'm like, look, if it happens, it happens, but right now I'm not holding my breath. Just why not? Sure. If it doesn't happen, who cares?
Team 7, so far with the exception of Sakura, they've all lost something. Kakashi lost a major power. Now Naruto and Sasuke have lost a major power. Kishimoto's opening up the door for them to get more powerful in the meantime. And I think that this is one of those things where right now there's outrage, but I think in the bigger picture, this is something that could work. Because say Naruto gets a more powerful Sage Mode. Say Sasuke develops another version of Kirin. When Ishiki was getting attacked, when he was using Jigen's body, Kashi and Koji used those flames from the Flaming Mountains. What if Sasuke uses something like that with Kirin, where he uses a more powerful lightning release jutsu that's like Kirin but on a completely different level? These characters have to go on a training arc now. I'm completely fine with it. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about Kishimoto nerfing these characters for the sake of conflict? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.
I think that's yeah, so there you go. So yeah, again, I feel like I've probably said everything I needed to say in this video, but look, I said it. I'm at a point where if it happens, it happens. I'm not really holding my breath. It doesn't, from what we've seen in the manga, it doesn't seem like that's probably what's going to happen. You know, Naruto and Sasuke probably going to go on a training arc. It really does feel like they're just going to keep them where they are now, and you know, like any of the future battles are just going to be about Boruto and Kawaki, because it seems like Kishimoto is probably going to do what he did in the Naruto manga, where he focuses on just two characters and not really all that much on some of the other characters. Because I know a lot of people really want to see development with Sarada, they want to see development with Mitsuki, Shikadai, Chocho, Inojin. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I feel like that'll probably happen in the anime as opposed to in the manga. In the anime, it feels like we get episodes where, you know, they're the central characters, and I know a lot of people probably like the anime for that reason alone. And again, whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. But like I said, at this point, if it happens, it happens, but I'm not holding my breath. And honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but we'll see. With that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and remember, like, share, subscribe. Make sure to click the bell for notifications, and consider becoming a member if you want to take the extra step in supporting the channel. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.